Ninja! Ninja!
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America. This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Guys and gals.
And welcome to our daily. Welcome to our daily gun show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern and talk about guns. It's Christmas Eve, so I'm not sure how many people will show up. We're running a little bit late. I guess we're a lot late. So we'll see if anybody shows up. Send out some links. I guess I should have had some music ready. So we'll just go over to. So I guess we'll go over to the YouTube here. Open this up and find some elevator music to start the show off with. If I can find it. Audio library. That's what I'm looking for. Attributions not required. Hey. All right, so Pink is joining us here. We can turn off the elevator music. Are you working tonight?
No, tonight's the only night of the year we get off.
That's sad. All right, well, so thanks for jumping in. Sent the link out to a bunch of people. I don't know. I figured I'd run the show just in case anybody out there wants to have a Christmas show or what. But what are you up to?
Nothing really. I was just sitting down watching TV and figured I'd jump on to see if anybody else was on.
How do I make this thing turn into a slideshow, I wonder? Must be a way. Slideshow, just like that. But I want this slideshow to fill up the screen. What's up with this? Settings. Zoom in and out. Mouse wheel. Zoom in and out. Next or previous item. Zoom better. Video. Oh, that's pretty shitty. You'd think they'd have a way to show you the whole thing instead of just this. At least now I got it to zoom. It won't zoom when it's in slideshow mode. But I can use my arrows now. It's still lame that it only is all little like this. Were you watching Rich's show?
No. No, I just got home probably about 10 o'clock tonight. So.
Oh, okay. I shot that gun.
Which one? Oh,
This one right here. It's the gun she's laying on in this movie, in this scene. Or next to in this scene. That would be the one to own right there. I've been there. Me and Bob hung out there. That's the same gun.
you hung out, or you were at that gas station too, weren't you?
Oh shit! I turned on the slideshow mode. Yeah, I've been to here. I don't know where that was filmed. It'd be neat to be there, but I don't know how you'd ever know. I've stood where this was. That's the high school. So I've been there. This is coming up on the roadblock. So this is, I've stood behind this guy looking at that hill, and we did a daily gun show from this road before. I just didn't go all the way down that road. This gas station was fake. So yeah, we did a daily gun show from where this gas station was. Does it show my mouse? So if,
Yeah. Yep.
how do I get out of there? So if I come in and just actually scroll in here, where this little piece of grass is, I was standing right there for one of Yankee shows and then a daily gun show. But it didn't, it was just a prop for the movie, so they didn't exist. This one's always interesting to look at because if you look at it, what this is 308 primered cases. So all they're taking next to the 22 long rifle right here is a bunch of 308 primered cases. So these aren't even 308 rounds. And then this is something extra long. That looks like 357 Remington. But this is something extra long. So they went up to do some reloading.
Yeah.
So this is the bumper stickers that I made the bumper stickers off of. This is in the town. So, or no, wait, this is in the town. So chances are I've stood wherever this was. Where was this? This was at the school. So yeah, I've been there, parked there. This was at the school, and we drove around in there. This was in the field across from the school, so there's a fence around there. I haven't been there. But where this hidey hole is, been there finally. This is right near where they get Wolverine. Like in real life, the two places are really close to each other. This is a map of what was on the blackboard or whatever on the display when they were talking at the beginning of the movie about the, I don't know what they were talking about, the Khans or something, the Genghis Khan using that circle technique to get everybody.
Right.
But then, and that would have been the same Valmet probably that I shot, or at least one of the three. And then those windows aren't there anymore. So every time I visited, the windows are gone. They boarded them all up a long time ago. Don't know where these hidey holes are, but I've seen the field that they could be in. But I figure they're probably not there anymore. They probably filled them in right away.
Well, see, I thought they were near that one gas station where she rides up
Oh.
on the bicycle.
Yeah, that one is right next to where he yells Wolverine. Did I just go past that? You know, where he's standing on top of the rocks when Aardvark is yelling Wolverine. Right
Yeah.
here. This is right around the corner. Like, this is the same thing where these people are standing. Like, right there. That's where I park the van whenever I go there. This I haven't been to, but this sign is for real, I think. This
See,
would be, who knows where.
I thought somebody said that sign where they're standing in front of was like in a different state or something.
Well, yeah, it's in Colorado, I think. This is fake. They put it next to this rock, but the rock is real. I just don't know where the rock is. This rock, though, no, this is Partisan Rock. I don't know where that is. These rocks I've stood next to with Bob. We found those. They're easy to find. They're just right there. So we've been here. Like I say, we stood right there. Well, we didn't stand all the way up there. We were standing a little far away from them. No one knows where this is filmed. It could have been anywhere, really. Well, I guess they know. So I parked like over here in this scene. So this is the scene where she drives up, and this gas station is just right around the corner from where he's yelling Wolverines. This scene here. Or one of these scenes are probably all filmed in that same little area. Maybe not. I don't remember any cut trees up there. This would be neat to find, though. It would be cool to find wherever they filmed the camp, because that's probably someplace with a lot of parking. Pretty much all these places end up having a bunch of parking near them. So that they could bring the crews in. Over.
Yeah.
This was pretty easy to find. Me and Smeggy found this one night by Google Maps, just poking around on Google Maps until we found where this road points into that mountain. But the two gas stations are really far apart. One was really still a gas station. I found that this last time, or the last time I went there at least. And it's still a gas station. It's all boarded up. And then that's the one where she runs away from the basket or whatever and they blows up.
Right.
That one's still there. The other one was never really a gas station. They just made it for the movie. Oh, and then this place at the end, when he's standing in this place with all the arches, that place got sold. And I went there this last time out, just the other day. And it is, what the hell is it? It's like yoga and shit like that. It's like a community center thing.
Still got the tracks?
The railroad tracks for sure. That's like the railroad tracks that go between Colorado and New Mexico, or probably down to Mexico even. So the railroad tracks for sure. It's a really big railroad complex, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like a highway, a super highway of railroad tracks. There's like, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 tracks going in each direction, right where that was filmed. I think. I don't know, you have to look at it from space, but it's definitely a big, whatever they call that, where they can pull railroad cars off and fiddle with them, I guess, maybe.
Right. Like a junction station.
Well, not so much a junction, but like they must have done a lot of offloading and loading in that town. So you could tell they just either stored a lot of them there or something. So that would have probably been, if I went to there to Dragon Man's on Monday. Yeah, see, J.M. Davis, Will Rock, that would have been Gun Show. That would have been, I probably would have been there on Wednesday. Oh, look at that. So,
is there, I was going to say, is there a way to make what I'm seeing larger?
What do you mean?
Because like what I'm looking at is just like a little small section.
Nah, Duck ain't like super fancy. I mean, I've got it on full screen now, so people out there are seeing it. like this, full screen, I think.
Yeah.
People out there are seeing it.
Yep. Now where'd that movie go?
Part of the highlighted. Yeah.
So this is, I just parked on the corner. I didn't ever notice this tree here before. But anyway, I'm parked on the corner and now somebody owns this here and they put up a fence around it. I think that's been there for a little while. But anyway, so I got this picture. The hand's still kind of screwed up, but it's kind of the wooden part at the top is falling apart, but it looks like it's still doing pretty good. But this time I noticed that over here, like you can't see right at the bottom of here, this is a bakery. How the hell did I get out of here? This and then this. So that's a bakery, and this is what it looks like in there. So this is their. Well, I guess I don't have a good picture of it yet. I guess I don't even have a good picture of it. This is the bakery. This is the building where the sign is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the sign, and that's the tree. Like you can't even see the tree. I don't have a good picture of it. So this up here, which I don't even have a good picture of, is their specialty, which is sort of like a weird, like super dense bread with cinnamon and sugar in it. And it's like if you took and you could tell it's made in a bread pan, but
Right.
all the cinnamon and sugar stuff melts to the bottom of the bread pan. So when they flip it over when it's done cooking and take the bread pan off, all the cinnamon and sugar now is on top, but it's upside down. If that makes sense.
Right.
And it's I don't know what to describe it. It's sort of like a monkey bread if you ever ate one of them, where they put little clumps of dough so they glue together but not strong, so you can kind of break it apart if you want, and it gives it a really interesting texture. And it's sort of a yeast bread, maybe I don't know what to call it, like an egg bread. I don't know what it's called, where it's sort of a yellow bread that doesn't necessarily mix good together, so it stays kind of ropey. So it's a really interesting bread with like a texture to it. And then all the cinnamon and sugar stuff. I'm not a big cinnamon sugar fan or caramel or whatever that would be. It was pretty damn good. I'd probably eat it again. So if you're in the area, I highly recommend it. It's sort of like these cinnamon rolls, except in a different type of bread format, and pretty darn good. I got one. I got like a loaf of it. It was a day-old loaf, for like $2. And I think I got a couple other things, but I don't know if I got pictures of them. Then roll call jumped in. It's already Christmas for you all.
Yeah, it's Christmas time. Christmas time. Santa has come and visited.
Oh, sorry, I'm coughing. I think I got one of these orange cookies too. I still got an hour before it's Christmas here, so it's still Christmas Eve here.
I like monkey bread too.
I'm not sure if I like it as much as I know what it is. I mean, I'm okay with it, but if I got to put the effort into going and getting something and then, eat something unhealthy, I'm gonna eat something chocolate before I eat something cinnamon and sugar.
Why does it look like Marshmallow's rolling her eyes at you?
Because she's always looking like that. She doesn't have time for me in my pictures all the time. She's like, come on, I got other things I should have been doing. There's this one. She's had enough. And this one where she's also rolling her eyes at me. And then this one, she's also frustrated. I'm going to just get some sort of a googly eye app and put that on here.
Either that or make her wear the eyeglasses with the spring eyes that are hanging down.
I just figured out today that I could put a scarf on her. I usually put a scarf over my head when I'm sleeping, like instead of a hat, so it's not like stuck to my head. I was pulling that thing off of me this morning, and then she looked at it funny, so I was like, all right, I'll teach you, and I stuck it on her. And then she didn't, how normally you stick something on a dog like that, and they immediately roll out of it or do something, get out of it. She just sat there. So I think she could handle putting on something like that. She'd probably just sit. That's what the patches look like. Patriots here. 2A4CA. This is Jeremy from We Like Shooting, Clover. Never Enough Ammo. Cheryl Todd. Mr. Knives back there. Looks like she's pointing at a gun at Mr. Knives. Alan. Got a bunch from BMC over here. A couple of the different Vegas places. This Whittingham Center. I don't know how to say that one. Coffee cake. I don't know what that was for, but yeah, that bread stuff tasted sort of like a coffee cake, but with a different kind of bread. I don't know what to call that bread. There's some sort of bread that Europeans eat where it's I don't know what to call that. There's probably a name for that kind of dough where it's really yellow and it's not sweet, but I don't know. It's a dessert type of thing. Anyway, you've eaten this stuff where it's like yellow bread and they tie it in a braid sort of, and it's not sweet, but it's not sweet. You know, it's less sweet than cornbread, but it's not regular bread either. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I've eaten stuff like that before, where I think it's for some like holiday or religious thing or something. It's not super sweet.
A
And
butter
that's,
braid?
huh?
Is it called a butter braid?
Yeah, see, I don't even know if I would know. But I know I've eaten some kind of bread one time. Like I say, that was probably like a ethnic bread or something. And that's what it reminded me of. It was like I say, I mean, it's not bad, but I'm not gonna if it's not chocolate, I'm not gonna go out of my way to look for it. All right, well, so we got 9 people watching. Absolutely no obligation to stay going. It's Christmas Eve, so I just thought I'd throw this out there for everybody. You guys got anything you want to say or throw out there? I know you jumped in. You all bored or
Merry Christmas.
huh?
Yeah.
Happy New Year's. Coming up.
What a week or something for that still?
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, not even. Shit, after tomorrow it'll barely be 1 week, so yeah. Might as well say Happy New Year.
Might as well. Shot show. Shot show's coming up.
Yeah, about 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Hmm. I can't wait to see all the films and all the people doing live stuff. It's going to be interesting.
I doubt there'll be much live stuff. There's usually not too much. People get all frustrated. If there's live stuff, it's just in little fits, right? Like little things here and there, and then their internet goes down or their battery runs out.
Hmm.
Yeah. Plus, you don't want to do too much live with people in the background, stuff like that. You don't want to be showing.
Well, if you're actually paying attention, yeah. But there's people that just don't care, or they just go live like up against a wall or something. But even then, there's just so much stuff going on. I don't know. I mean, the other problem is I'm always there, so I'm not sitting around watching live streams either. I guess I'd have to, and I don't go back and watch them.
Right.
So I guess I shouldn't say that. It doesn't seem like I see too many of the people we hang out with taking the time to do live streams. I guess I should.
Well, you can't do live stream with guns in your hands either. So you got to be patient of that.
Oh, well, you know.
Eh, I don't mind.
That's for whatever. Like I don't know. It's possible that that'll affect stuff. They said they didn't care about just guns in the video. So as long as you're not like the actual people ain't holding on to them, that shouldn't be that much of a problem. But we'll see if it turns into a giant problem. Then I don't know. I've asked some of the other platforms if they've got any live options, but haven't heard anything back yet.
I was going to say, I mean, that would be kind of, weird trying to, show the new guns that are coming out, being brought out by all these manufacturers, and then they sit there and pull all the videos of them. Just because
No,
you're
you know what the deal is. They're only blocking people that are doing violence or about to hurt themselves. So the
okay.
idea of the logarithm is looking for guns in hands waving around. So if we're talking standing at a table pointing at something, they're not going to care. They're not persecuting gun owners with this policy. This was an attempt to take away a tool that was used negatively, and we're just one of the consequences of it. So if they haven't changed some filter to allow like a channel that daily holds on to guns all the time, some sort of, because if they got the filter, it's just a matter of testing, setting it. So if they can set the filter to leave us alone, or we just figure out how to do it without picking them up, then we can still get stuff accomplished. It would be the individual's lack of creativity or lack of motivation if they just said their interpretation of the policy was enough to prevent them from, accomplishing anything at SHOT Show.
Right.
So I hear you, but I just want to set that straight. I mean, not that anybody's listening to us on Christmas Eve, but I don't think it should affect much. I mean, it may be at the media day for sure, but there's no live stuff at media day either. That's what I'm saying. It would be cool if we had live, but unless they put a cell tower out there, we've never had enough. What's the word?
Bandwidth.
Yeah, we've never had enough. We can barely get a signal, let alone pump something up. And once all those people get out there, we kill that tower.
Right.
But it's a highway going to stupid Arizona and the dam, so it's possible that they just they built the road before they built the tower, or they figure out the need after, and they've had plenty of time to put a tower up. Towers don't cost nothing, don't take no time.
Right.
So we might see a tower out there by the time we're out there, which would be great.
I was gonna say they're still building that highway too, so
Yeah, exactly. Like they could put a tower probably right in the middle of how that highway kind of just makes a big loop. They could probably put a tower or two right in the middle there and cover everything from Vegas or Pro Gun Club all the way down there.
right.
Now, have you seen a Pro Gun Club? I don't have a Pro Gun Club patch. I don't know if they've got one. I definitely don't have one from older.
I've never seen one.
I'm gonna have to make my own. But I've got them here. I'm sharing the screen again. I've got them from Las Vegas Gun Range, I was noticing, from Battlefield Vegas, and then from the Las Vegas Gun Range. I guess these are both from Las Vegas Gun Range. But then I think I also have one from, what's it called? The Gun Store. But it's just not on here because I got it a couple of years before I started putting them in the van. It might be in the cop car. All right, well, since it's already Christmas for people, anybody get anything good? Anybody about to get anything good? Anybody already do their Christmas stuff yesterday or Christmas Eve?
Nah. I mean, I've given out my two major gifts. So, gave my daughter hers, gave my brother and sister-in-law theirs, and then the rest of it was taken by a water tank. So,
What do you mean?
how my water heater went out, so I had to. That killed the rest of my Christmas.
Oh. Is this the one you're talking about? This is Zia, the thing on the New Mexico flag. I got flags in this picture. I got it in this one. The New Mexico flag is this little flag. You can't barely see it here. Above this California one, next to DC in Texas. And then in the middle of that New Mexico flag is this, and they call it a Zia, but it's a flag. It's a stylized sun. And those are all from BMC, our friends in Albuquerque, that do that patch. This is their logo. This is their Fuck Cancer patch. That's their. This is their set of cartoon characters across here, as well as these two. Those are all BMC. You can't buy all these. You can buy. They make like 100 or something of each of these, and then they only have them while they have them.
Where'd you get that little ranger eye of the "Don't Tread on Me" underneath the Second Amendment Foundation?
This
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
AlwinAnchor.com. AlwinAnchor.com for your yellow tiny tread on me needs. I don't think she has them anymore though.
Nope.
Alan sold out of those a while back, I think, but I don't know.
How about the green helmet one? Where's that one from?
Hold on. There you go. Which one? Oh, this
The
guy
one
here.
right by, yeah, one by Clover. Yeah,
This
look
one
at that.
is called. I think there's like sports in Albuquerque, and this is the Albuquerque. Maybe it's Albuquerque. I don't know what it is. It's something from Albuquerque or New Mexico, and then they put the hat on it, the pump helmet with the night vision. So the cartoon character is some kind of Albuquerque thing, and I think it's sports. And then they put the bump helmet on it, and they usually do it in stickers. I don't know if I think that's the first patch I got.
Cool.
And I don't remember if it's glow. It might be a glowy. I should take a picture of the van. Whenever I close the door in the van, like if I'm taking the dog out at night, out of the van, right? I put her collar on her and she jumps out. And then as I'm closing the door, I look back in here and like this thing glows. This one glows. This Coco Chapelli, the Coco Pelli is the flutist. So they put a little SBR in its hand. That one glows. There's like a half a dozen on here that glow. So when I close the door, I get all these like shapes glowing at me. And it takes a second to see what they are. And he might be one of the ones that glows. I'm not sure. This little green one glows, so it's about the same kind of color.
It's cool.
Geez, same thing. So an Aztec calendar. I don't think I have one in here, but those were neat. I got those from SHOT Show. How am I going to find the video? Let's see if I got the video. This is what's neat about this computer here is that I've got this. Where is it? This one here. No, I got this one. Yeah. And then these are all the different years of the Gun Show Loophole Tour. So that thing would have been from 18, I think. And it would have been from SHOT Show in the basement. There's this place that has that burns shit on a laser. So if I go to SHOT Show 2018 video, let's see if I can find the video. If I'm on the right year. So there's not a heck of a lot of videos from SHOT Show usually. There's some kind of pizza. Was it 18? I thought it was 18. Is it this? Oh, I bet you it is 18. Here it is right here. Oh. So this is some laser zapping those Aztec calendars out of wood. Can you zoom in on this? And this is real time, so this is happening fairly quickly, I thought. Considering when they're done, they're done. They don't do anything else to them. And then when it's done, like zapping out the pattern or whatever, which is pretty detailed and shit. Now it's just zapping holes. This was my favorite part. Like that's just cutting straight through that really thin piece of wood. And it's sucking all that smoke out, filtering it and shitting it into the air. And that's part of their booth is that they can filter this stuff on, what's that called? Like whatever the equivalent of streaming is. Like they can filter air and blow it back out as pure air just as fast as it can get sucked into the thing. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
So you can see how much smoke it's pumping out. So I got a whole bunch of those from them. And then I just stuck Velcro on the back and sent them out with a couple of stuff.
Now, is that wood or is that?
Yeah, that's wood, isn't it?
Yeah, that's wood. That's just a piece of like really nice plywood, actually.
That's awesome. That's probably some of the cool stuff.
And then the ones that they got, the ones that I sent out, I don't remember if I put Velcro on all the back of them, but the ones that I sent out is this one. It has those little things still stuck. So if you poke them real hard, they'll pop right out like all those other ones did. But that one that I pulled out of there, right there, is the one that got sent.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I want one of them lasers so bad.
You could probably do magazines and everything with that thing.
Oh, you mean zap the side of a magazine and make colors on it or whatever, or like
Yeah.
designs? Oh, heck
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
It's not for cutting through stuff, though, for cutting out of wood. I got all kinds of ideas. But anyway, so that's that, what do you call it? The Aztec calendar comes from. I think it was just so that they can, that calendar is super detailed or whatever.
Right.
So it's just an example of how awesome it is, how much work you can do. What is this? This is the patch wall at SWAT. So how many can we? How do you turn down the volume on this shit?
I was gonna say if you went back up clear to the top of it. Oh,
I can't really focus good because it's
Yeah,
just a
I know.
shitty phone video.
I
And
just-
this was 126, so this was probably, this doesn't look like the end of shot. It would be pretty crowded. I wonder why they put this in here upside down. Or is this some other country?
They've probably taken some off of there because if I'm not mistaken,
This could be
That-
like Thursday, or this could be like Wednesday.
yeah, because on the first day, me and Marco walked by there, and Marco did an awesome finger flip and got
Oh.
the gun channels patch clear at the top, right in the center.
Oh, really? Well, no, I definitely didn't see it up there. No, I'm too cheap to put our patches on there, but because I don't carry around a shit ton of them though.
Right.
This doesn't look like Monday. No, this looks like Wednesday or Thursday.
So you just walk through there and put it on that patch wall? That's what you do?
No, that's their thing now. Does this even have instructions? Back in the day, there's other places that have done this. They're not new or nothing. This is just a company that makes patches or whatever. They did a Dunkin' Donuts looking patch one time. So this is just a company that appreciates patches or whatever. So they started doing this with just like a little panel, and then now it's sort of maybe the last 2-3 years, it's been more of a traditional thing. And yeah, they just set up this big panel. They encourage people to stick a patch on there. I think then they hand you one, right? I think that's the concept at least.
Yeah.
For at least a while till they run out or something, they trade you. But that's
Yeah.
what most of the other places will do. Like some places will have a patch trading panel, and it's just a way for them to say, like, these are the people that showed up. It's like tagging your booth. And then but a lot of them aren't trying to be like, hey, we have every single patch. They're just trying to show off the coolest patches, like maybe to show the people they work with, or to promote their friends, or I don't know what. But only if, I don't know. I know of maybe 8 booths that do it. It's not like everybody does it. So what is this? Shout out to Pink and Marco's gun channel. Oh geez. You saying you bought your patches at Battle Patches? Check out Alan Anchor next time. Let's see, what is this?
Oh, that's the show after shot, isn't it?
Well, it has to be, but this was, where the hell was this?
It's
This
where
is
I
a-
picked up.
no.
It's where I picked up that one. Not that Nazi.
Yeah, but where the hell was the location? I'm saying.
It was south of the airport. I mean, it was in Vegas.
I know. I've got the video. I'm just trying to remember where it would have an ice cream thing stuck inside of the place. I mean, I was obviously there. It's my video. What the hell was this? Oh, was that? Oh, I know what it is now. That's the place with the motor place. I just went in and went upstairs, and I hadn't done that before. This is a hockey rink. Yeah, that's you right there. I think I just zoomed in on you.
Oh, where?
Didn't I?
I can't tell. Where were you pointing at?
Hold on. You're in that orange shirt over here with Marco, probably.
No, Marco wasn't there.
No. Well, I don't think that was you, though. Why else would I be zooming in? Nah, maybe not. I mean, I was just zooming in to try to show like how big the show was.
So I think it was you, me, and Thumbs.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just weird because of the angle or whatever. But yeah, I went in and I went up these stairs over here. This is where my 50 BMG collection started, and probably standing right there where that guy is. That guy was in this little section that year, and I was like, oh, what's all this? What's all this then? And now I'm crazy buying 50s. Those thing was pretty cool that year.
Yeah.
Was this Star? I never had seen this before. I've seen this plenty since then. This is a fan that spins around. And it just has a shit ton of LEDs or something on the fan, I guess. And it creates this. But man, does it look good. Even on camera and in real life, no matter where you're standing, it looks like a 3D. It's really good. Really cool. I've seen them now where, well, this was a few years ago already, but now they stick them on the booths up in the air, like in the corners of a booth. And that was pretty cool. Because then they're just kind of hovering up there. History of Walther. I like it when booths do this. I'll make a video of this. Screen share, or like do some screen shares of each little piece of the history. All right. I don't know, is this somebody who must know from back in the day, all the different gun channels people?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm yawning. You guys are in here, but we're kind of up to almost the hour, and it is Christmas. Or it's Christmas for y'all. I still got a half an hour, so I'm going to start wrapping up. I asked if anybody got anything good. Anybody got anything good?
Nope.
I
Holy
haven't
shit.
opened my presents yet.
Here, speaking of something good, I didn't realize that this was the same year as this. Let me move this over. I don't know if we're going to do something like this again this year, but this was the year of the $1,000 dinner, right?
Yeah.
This was the appetizers we got. This dinner was $1,000 right here. You're looking at. It's $1,000.
It was over 1,000, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I keep saying 1,000. Either was rounding up or down, so I guess I'm rounding down. It would have cost 1,000. We got a bunch of this stuff for free. So this was free, and it was, yeah. I think these are 2 different kinds of cheeses, 3 different kinds of cheeses, and then gross meat. And then this was honey out of a beehive. And then this was a raw piece of hamburger with some mayonnaise and radishes in it, and fish eggs on top.
Ew.
This was a bunch of toast cooked in, I forget what kind of grease, some kind of gross grease, like the neck marrow bone or some shit grease. Do you remember what the toast was cooked in?
No, I don't.
It was intentional though, because it goes with some cheese or something. Like you're supposed to cook it in the grease of some bone marrow or something. This was oysters, I guess, or clams, some kind of gross sea bug.
Mm-hmm.
Scraped out and re-put in there. I think Joe ate all of those, right? You guys didn't eat
I think
them.
he did. Yeah, I wouldn't touch them.
Hope you wanted them. And then this was this was the fancy. This was other toast. That other toast was regular toast, I think. This was the toast cooked in some sort of snot And then this was nuts cooked in like, I don't know, like they put honey or some shit on top of these nuts and they were hot for some reason. And these are like gross raisins or something. Nobody ate them. I didn't even eat that, I don't think. I ate like one of them nuts and they were weird. This was shrimps with mayonnaise on them. Did you eat any of them?
I might have had one. I don't
Oh,
know.
no, wait, they might be mussels. There's some kind of a seafood, but I didn't get a good video of them there. Marco probably has really. Are those mussels or are those shrimps? I bet you those are mussels.
Shrimps or scallops?
This is a super fancy restaurant. Scallops, maybe, because if these were shrimps at this kind of restaurant, they'd be big, and you wouldn't wonder if they're shrimps, right? They'd have been big ass shrimps. I'll bet you these are. So whatever that white stuff is, that's like looks like it's just cut out of a tube. I think that's what it was, but like with some kind of mayonnaise on it. Joe usually eats that kind of stuff, but nobody else wants it. I don't remember what this was. Was this just the regular? These were like little pockets of bread that you guys were eating.
Right.
Just some sort of fancy biscuit roll, like a dinner roll. This was Coke. This was Yankees getting a thing of Coke. So they put it in a little carafe. I got water, so I didn't get nothing fancy. I just got water. Joe got water. Were you just drinking anything besides water? You're probably drinking Mountain Dew.
Either that or
Yeah, this
I
probably
might
you
have,
Mountain Dew.
might have been.
This was you though. You're in that corner. So now this is just the food again, I guess. I'm just going back around. And then those square things where all the butter was in. Then I think I already ate some bread there. This must have been some other kind of fancy toast because it was different than this toast and it was different than the bread we got. I might be saying something right here. Oh, that's actually the dude telling us right there what everything is.
Good news and bad news. Good news, the apps are on us. Bad news is the table ordered drying.
Oh, that's where you got the bad news that you weren't getting your $1,000 steaks or whatever.
Yep.
So they only had to eat $800 steaks. It was horrible for them, but they lived through it. They somehow were able to eat it anyhow. So I'm guessing that's your Mountain Dew?
That might have been a beer.
That's Marco's water?
Marco would have had bourbon. Marco would have had a bourbon.
Was Smeggy with us?
Yeah, I think he was.
He had to be because that's Smeggy sitting right there. So that's why it was $1,000. There was Marco, Pink, Smeggy, Joe, Yankee, me. So that's a shit ton of people. So that's really not that much. That's barely $300 a person. I think that's all I got though. I don't know if I got anything of the food you guys ate. I don't think I did. This is info about the meat you ate though.
Yeah.
So you can look at the stuff from the outside, and then Marco got us back into the back. Look at that B-roll. That's professional B-roll right there. And that's how you professionally get in the way of the door. So they won't open.
Sea salt blocks in there. And it speeds up the process a little bit, helps to extract that moisture.
And is that the concept, just to remove the moisture?
Yes.
So they, well, he's going to tell you, I guess.
Nice process, really. You're extracting moisture and concentrating meat flavor, and at the same time, natural enzymes in meat tenderize.
Now the rest of this will be Marco trying to get the best cut off of them. So they buy a bunch of this meat. They do whatever to it, salt it up, put it in this rack here with a bunch of other salt, and then set it at a temperature so that it starts to dry out. And the salt and the temperatures or whatever, the climate, starts the enzymes inside the meat to start deteriorating itself, to start eating itself, so it becomes more tender right off the bat, or becomes more and more tender. And then he rotates it, I think is what he's saying. So like he gets them in, he starts them down here salty. I don't know if he adds more salt or what, but then as they rotate every couple weeks, they come up the racks. And then when they get to the top here, that's when he pulls them out to use them in the restaurant. So if he were to like give Marco whatever he wanted, he'd be taking away meat from next weekend or something. So this is all like on a schedule. So he can only take so much out of here before it's not old enough to be fancy, or he's going to screw up his whole routine. So he can only, even though he's got a shit ton of meat in here, he only pulls off like so much, like a rational or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So you liked it though, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he that following year he had made sure he saved us steaks for our dinner. So yeah, I was able to get it. It was probably one of the best steaks I've ever had.
And then this is how they process them. Once you pick your steak, this robot spray paints them with a chemical adhesion, and then they stick it into a chemical process so they don't have to use any flame. It's all done with heat and or with chemical and robot fingers. Now this was just this is because of Sloppy when he paints. So they're getting this machine to replace sloppy painters. Although if you watch this thing, it takes like forever just to paint one half of these slides or these lowers. So I would never hire this robot. He's
inefficient.
Yeah, well, he's milking it. He's just painting over and over. And if you look hard, he's not even painting nothing. He's just going through the motion. So it's a welfare robot. He looks like he's working. He's treading water all day. Oh man, I'm working hard. Did you get anything done? No. I gotta be back right away tomorrow. Can you imagine if this was your window and that robot was out there looking at you like that, all hyper? Tubes hanging all off of it.
I'd shoot it with a shotgun.
Biting it. There's a brass picker-upper. I like this company, so I did a quick video. They sent me one of these things one year.
The only thing is, how does that work on grass and gravel and stuff like that?
Pretty good. Depends on the gravel, of course. Like if it's the kind of gravel where if you stepped on or pushed down on grass and it goes into the gravel, of course, it's not going to work as good. But if it's the kind of gravel where it's just like rocky concrete almost, it works fine. Because even though it might pick up a few rocks, it's not going to pick up all that many. In my experience, there's a different density between them. So basically I don't know if he's ever going to show them and do a great video, but if you look at the little prongs, they're sort of like little bowling pins. They're the shape of like little bowling pins.
Okay.
Get it to pause right there. They're and because of that shape and the distance that they're at, the piece of brass can get stuck in them because of the shape, but because of the distance, it won't stay there if it has any weight at all. So something like a rock or something like even a loaded piece would probably not have enough. There's not enough friction between them. So maybe if it was like a big rock or something, I don't know. So yeah, it works fine in grass. It works pretty decent in most gravel that I've ever dealt with. And I've had this one like this that I've used not that often, but I've used the rolling ones a lot. We gave one to the range out here has one or had one for a long, long time. And we used it a lot, and it really never picked up rocks on concrete ever. And then on the gravel, like never. Anyway, they're pretty decent. I've used I'm mixing it up with the wire thing I got. It's definitely never picked up rock. This one I haven't used enough, but I don't think it would pick up a rock because of the weight. Man, I do not like how you have to click 2 buttons to get out of a video over here. I might as well click on this. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is a thing from Russell talking about that, whatever it was from that year. This is people jumping out of the thing near your place.
Yeah.
This is from where your place was.
Yeah, I think this was the second year we were there.
No, you were in this same house 2 years in a row?
This was the second year we were out there. We got the house.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant second year at that house. Yeah. No. But now you can see that thing doing. So that's some sort of ride. I thought I had video of them falling off the side too. So in that ride, I don't know what the point is. I guess you just get on it and it turns sideways.
It takes you out over the edge of the.
Oh, it is. Okay. It's coming out. So it's on a 90 degrees over the side. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I had one of people falling down a thing.
That point up the top above that was the.
Well, that thing. But I saw a thing where I thought I had a thing where people were falling. It was across this side. It wasn't on your side, but over here, this rope. Somewhere I have video of people falling down that rope, and there's a little camera that goes with them.
There might be.
But it must not be from this trip because this is everything from this trip on here. This is media day.
Yeah. That's when you got evil looks from Trump's.
No, I don't even think they seen me. Well, I don't remember. I don't think they seen me going up there, or they paid much attention. They might have looked at me when I was walking up there, but they didn't care that I was up there. I wish I had something like this. Maybe I do from like one of the first years to show the difference in size. I mean, this hill wasn't there the first year. This hill is from scraping the parking lot. Oh, look at this guy. You see that guy?
Which one?
Walking across the bridge right there.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah. You're like, oh, look, there's that guy standing up on that hill over there. I was trying to see if I seen Trump there. You must have walked across right before Trump. So where you're walking, Trump's kid was in a SUV like limo thing right here. That was where all the Secret Service guys, because I pretty much walked right there, and then I was like, huh. And then I just walked up this hill right there. Just because why not? There was nothing stopping me. Let's see if this one works. That's just the same thing. I just zoomed in differently. Back in the day where these tents are is where we would park. Let's see if I can get that out. Yeah, see, so where all these tables are, that's where we parked back in the day. The berms were always where have always been where they are. So where the Glock one was, this in 2010, we showed up and we had already known the deal because we'd been going to media day for 5 years by now in 2010. So we knew the deal that we were going to get there, that we were going to fart around in line, and that we'd have to, and we'd be able to go do whatever we want, right? So we got there way early, and it was way early. So they hadn't even set up, back then they had this big like blow up house that you'd have to walk through, and you'd get your badge and your swag and stuff. So they hadn't even got that all set up yet, and we were parked and we were sitting there, and then we seen that Glock was done setting up. So we just jumped the fence. It was just a piece of rope back then. So we were parked right where this tent was. Like, you know what I mean? Like right there. And then all there was a walkway and then the berm. So that's where the parking was before. So we just walked over that rope and walked right into the Glock booth. And Angie they told her she was the first person outside of the company to shoot the 40, whatever it was back in 2010. I think it was just the Glock
23.
It couldn't have been the 23. It had to be the Gen 4 22 or something like that. It was either the Gen 4 or the Gen 5. It was probably a Gen 2. Or not Gen 2, Gen 4 or Gen 5. So it probably was a Gen 4. She was like the first person to shoot the Gen 4 out of the factory because SHOT Show was like their debut of everything. So that was pretty neat. So we just totally bypassed everything. And then it was Angie and then the rest of us were like the first people to shoot the Glock that year. And that was the year that I was like, well, damn, we got a good spot. So I let them go, and I just got back in the vehicle, as I remember. It was probably a cop car back then. And then I drove out of the place about halfway back to town so that I could upload that, I think. Or at least that sounds like the kind of thing I would have done. All right, well, so there's a little look back on a Christmas. We ran it for an hour. That gave everybody some time to jump in. Pink and roll call. Thanks for jumping in.
Yep.
Anything you want to plug? Anything? Any Christmas wishes? Any Christmas wishes you want to throw out there for the fans?
Hope everybody stays safe and has a good Christmas.
Yeah, I would like a pistol upper for Christmas. That'd be really nice so I can finish this build that's sitting on my bench. That's what I'd like for Christmas.
Well,
It'd be really-
has a little something for everybody. So if you look underneath your chair, reach all around down there, and whatever you get is yours.
I got a dog. Damn. Well, I'll take
So everybody have a good Christmas, and we'll probably do a show tomorrow night. I think some of the others are going online because most of the Christmas stuff happens during the morning and day. Hopefully everybody has a good year and good Christmas tomorrow, and we'll probably start seeing a whole bunch of yearly wrap-up type of stuff coming up. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, and then it'll start to be resolutions and looking forward, looking ahead towards 2020 and SHOT Show. So looking forward to all that. Thanks for showing up. Have a good Christmas.